Welcome to another session of Endless Space 2. I'm Matt and I'm playing the United Empire. So here we're getting the culture center on our main system. And I think that's a solid upgrade to pick up because our main system is going to be quite well developed. And it's going to give us a lot of extra influence. And we might need it in the future for some better laws. Speaking of which, fleet fortitude is always good for warships. Low fleet cost is nice if you want even more ship cost reduction, though often unnecessary. I guess I'd rather have mineral misers, which gives us a little bit of extra industry, extra strategics over brains over bucks, which sort of cuts into our empire dust production. I wonder, yeah, it looks like we still need toys for boys to stay on ecstatic. Again, mislabeled name. All kinds of children like toys. And this trade bureau is interesting, I guess, although I'd rather just have a new trade company on the system. Then maybe I can think about going for it. Although the advantage to doing this is like 100% star system trade value is not going to be that great in this game because of a bug, our trade systems are a bit neutered. I think it's because I picked up, with that out of the way, we can get a solar security over here because there's a trade subsidiary here. Although I'd rather get extra science, I think. Yeah, because I picked up my subsidiaries too soon, I think it bugged out and didn't let me rebuild them. So I made 4 subsidiaries when I could only build 1, and for some reason I can't build any subsidiaries now, so that's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's best here. I guess we can just go to Planet Cracker once we've gotten all the relevant upgrades. Like picking up an extra food upgrade here is fine, I guess, but it won't actually do that much for us. Here's the problem with epidemic crop seeding. Once you get it, when it's good, you already have a lot of population anyway. So yeah, you need food to build up population, not because you need food when you don't have population, basically. So the fact that it's only good once you have population kind of makes it, I think, a trap or a mediocre upgrade. Now we're going to pick expanded mines because of the antimatter here. The other reasons to get expanded mines, but the high tier strategics are the important ones. I mean, we can get low tier strategics with it sometimes, but really, we're really looking to pick up antimatter, quadronics, even adamantium sometimes. It's good that we have a lot of these resources, though. We still want some of the higher tier resources, but the more of these resources we have, the more we can spend them on kind of frivolous things like warships. I guess we can get epigenic. It's still not good here, though. I guess the populations will grow out a bit faster, so... Yeah, so the problem with this is the epigenic crop seeding is an early game upgrade. You can get it within the first 2 tiers, but it's only really good later on, so it kind of defeats its own purpose in the tech tree. And if you want to get lots of food later on, there are better options. Well, if for some reason you want to get lots of food later on, not even sure that that's valuable. Yeah, we might want to get influence production here. Just because we're on a border. Even if it's with an ally, putting influence pressure on them in the future might be worth it. Okay, here we do have quadronics, so we should prioritize picking up here, the mines. Anyway, we're going to focus on getting this in a place where we have a strategic that we really desire. And we can also get the national here to give us a bit of extra influence production. I don't actually need this, I don't think. Yeah, we were losing food population there earlier, but we're not anymore. We will need it at some point, just not now. The main reason you can want food if your population is already really high is that the super biofuel factory lets you turn food into industry, so it lets you convert excess food into extra industry, which is quite powerful. Again, just being able to turn one resource that's kind of useless into a resource that's very useful is extremely potent. And I think, a big, or at least in some cases, a reason why resource can be good or bad. Like, if we have a ton of food in the system, it doesn't matter because food is like, well, okay, we don't have a ton of food. But if we had a ton of food in the system, and this mutinous effect wasn't causing us to lose population units, when you take control of new systems, become mutinous. So, if we had a ton of food here, it would gain us like maybe 1 unit's worth of value, and then we'd have nothing to do with it. We have to send our population somewhere else. But the thing is, with things like Super Biofuel Factory, we can turn that useless resource into a powerful resource in industry. So, basically, you always want to look out for ways in which you could turn one resource that's not so good into a resource that is quite good. Again, I picked epigenic here because I'm worried about the population dying out because of mutinous. Not something we'd always do, but yeah. Or something I'd maybe rarely do. Unless I was losing population. Again, I suspect those upgrades are kind of trash, but yeah. Or they're not useless, right? But they're just... So I thought I'd end the turn. They're not useless, but they're just not so impressive. That's quite bad, because the competition can be quite strong at this low tier level. There's quite a few good upgrades that you want to get. Okay, let me just flip through those quests one at a time. We're set to complete this quest, the means of production. Kind of appropriate because we sort of look like Soviet Russians. Let's go down here. Of course, not only Russians or Soviets, that was careless of me. But okay. I guess we can get extra happiness upgrades. Let's just develop the system and hope that they stop being mutinous soon. We can't prevent people who are mutinous from leaving too easily. Alright, they've gained a skill. What is that? Okay, they're bureaucratic. I always say democratic and Boglio.
We have one word for tonight. I look forward to seeing what next appears on my blade.
Oof. Very passive aggressive from the Hisher. We have extra influence, so we might as well democratic or bureaucratic imbroglio back if they do it to us, so that we don't lose influence pressure overall on them. Let's see how much influence pressure we're generating in general. We're generating actually quite a lot on our allies. Or not that much actually. We're generating a little on allies. We're generating... They're generating a little on us. They're quite a lot on us actually, because we have border friction, because we control planets of theirs. And they have no influence zones at the moment, because, you know, we just gain control of them. That's one big downside of doing that kind of thing. Encounter remains. Okay, here I will get these things. And also the issue with the other upgrade for that tech is intensive cultivation. Like, it gives you food per luxury deposit, but like if you don't have any luxury deposits, it does nothing. So, yeah. An upgrade that sometimes does nothing is less likely to be good because I give you 10% bonus. It's not nothing, I guess. But basically, if an upgrade has a fail case, that's already a strike against it. And then not even being that powerful if it is active once or something is kind of damning. Okay, I'm just going to get these science upgrades on my newly developed systems. Or more, at least systems that are reasonably well developed, but not maybe that much. I'm waiting till I pick up this n-dimensional topologies before I build warships of the next generation, because this movement module is really good. Yeah, just having like additional movement points in our ships is very important for us, I think. And also increasing the warp movement, because it will help our fleets get to their location faster, especially since we are often going to warp towards their location. Alright, we have that, so now we can think about building good warships, as in carrier class ships. I guess influence never, although extra production is good. Could have done that. So Orid is still losing population. Nothing much we can do about that. So we can get these things. See if that helps. Once we completely control these systems, they'll start generating influence. Do you mind? Are you blockading my system? Oh, come on. I guess our second tier warships can come back and just clean up their systems. The main issue where we couldn't do that is we are sort of at carrying capacity for system control. Although we can get some extra heroes and change that. So what's up with this hero? A scavenger and a seeker. Seekers tend to be decent admirals because they can move our fleets faster. A counselor and what is this? The usurchals. I think this is a solid choice for a governor. Not just because of the counselor tree, but also some of these skills are good for governing. Some of them are good for aggression, but that's also on system. So only this skill is good for fleets. So probably want this as another guy. Whoa, never mind, it broke. That moment when you want to buy something. Anyway, let's just get sustainable farms and epigenic even. I just do want to pick these up because the system is kind of low on food production. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it would be nice if we had more food. And I can always pick up modernization because it's a cheap way for us to pick up extra dust in general. Still, what are they doing around my planet? That's just rude. Move your fleets. Alright, we're just gonna make sure that our fleets here link up on this location, and then we can move down, take our siege fleet with us. The siege fleet using the OpEx gear, which we have over here. This thing is pretty great. I mean, the OpEx gear gives us extra manpower deployment limit, which allows us to just overpower the defenses by deploying way more troops at once. And it's secretly really good, which, as we discovered in the last couple of episodes. Let's just get a trade company here, and in the meantime we can think about building a good dreadnought design. Now, the reason I like dreadnoughts is because basically big ships, more hulls, and that kind of means, at least for me, that big ships are just very strong in general, I think. They let us... Let me just first sort out the support stuff, and then the weapons. So the thing about... Oh, we want extra engines. The thing about big ships is somehow they just... somehow they're just better. I'm not sure why. This is good for carrying these bombers and stuff, but... yeah, I'm not sure... I'm not sure whether squadrons will be really that effective compared to guns. I have to see. It just seems to me that whenever I play with like larger warships, I do better. I don't think it's accident. I think they're just actually really strong. Now we can go for titanium and adamantine weaponry. And we do want to get titanium weaponry online so we can get extra slugs. And here, this is a mid-range sort of brawler. I wish output is not that different, but having a good split is nice, because then they don't really have ways to counter you that effectively. Yeah. Also, the ship looks pretty cool. For the Emperor. Question is, where do we want to build ships? Ideally build ships closer to the enemy border, but doing so is like obviously, I mean, then we have to slow these systems' development, I guess. Which one has more industry? This one has 12k. Fair enough. This one's 11. Or 1200, I should say. 1.2k. These things are not so important here. Let's just build one here. We can also get them on our main system and move them over. Basically, I think a 4-stack of dreadnoughts is possibly the most powerful fleet composition you can get. Maybe I'm underestimating having a more balanced fleet in general, but I think that the harder hitting, or if you have a single ship that does a lot more damage, then it's less likely for them to get value out of focus firing. So normally what happens during fights is that one unit dies from attack, and that's why attack, in a way, or your weaponry reduces their damage output because you destroy one of their ships. But the thing with bigger ships is that doesn't happen as much, because your weaponry takes longer to churn through their shields, etc., and hull, meaning that it takes them longer to get damage reduction on your fleet with their weaponry, meaning that you get to reduce their damage output first. And I think this is maybe just one reason why large ships are just very strong in this game. Maybe it's better to get... it's probably better to get quadronics first. Not just least because of the microwave pipes. No, that sounds horrible. The microwave pipes. And also we have a green stuff deposit in our empire. I'm just going to call that the gamma or whatever. And I thought we were going to pick up this purple, but yellow prevented us from doing that. So yeah, that happened. Being at war with more empires at once will raise our overall happiness. Something we should consider doing. And Loki, a warmonger. I was going to pick up this hero. No, I'm too broke. We might need another fleet admiral. This is a great skill for an admiral because it means that your fleets are going to get there on time, like every time. And that's very valuable in the late game because you can have the most powerful fleets in the game, but if you never actually reach the location you want to reach, that's pretty bad. It seems they only have ready mobility skills. And some damage. Okay, this is Towel. Yeah. Okay, this is not a bad heroes or warrior. What's their basic upgrade? Shield capacity but curiosity to discover on fleet. Okay, that's pretty cool. And minus dust. Okay, I think extra shield capacity is something I'm more interested in. We can buy this hero. And also just having a hero raises our expansion disapproval limit. Right. I'll assign that hero once I have a ship to assign them to. I kind of want to save dust at the moment because more heroes means we have an easier time expanding, basically. Okay. I don't really care about this quest that much. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, maybe we can maximize that smaller quest at some other stage, but yeah. How much science are we getting here? Is it worth F reality instituting it? It's probably worth getting these flat bonuses from system modernization. And it's definitely worth getting this expanded mine and this miners union. Sorry. So that is a plan. Even though this system is tiny. Well, nobody ever said all your systems had to be good. Like, come on. This is actually doing something from this year because of that. I guess why not pick it up? I mean, it might not be impressive, but okay. Maybe I should just get colonial rights on most of my systems, just in preparation. Maybe. definitely want Miners Union to capitalize on the green stuff when I get the unlock there. Oh, we have 2 locations of green stuff? Great. I'm into that. When I own these systems, as located by this bar over here, I'll start getting influence on them. So I'll be able to put influence pressure on red, hopefully. Or not, in which case I'll probably have to invade red at some point to stop this influence build-up. Super annoying. Yeah, influence pressure does sort of force your hand sometimes. Yeah, they left as well. Oh well. Can't necessarily prevent that. Oh yes, we got infallible authority on our hero. That's great. So this is one of our senators. So now we have Mwanga. We can get shield capacity on fleet. We can get hull plating absorption on fleet. I guess plating absorption is the thing we're less good at because we have a better shield system. So we have an industrialist hero who's pretty soon going to get a global bonus. But most importantly, we have this Vodjani hero, and she is giving us this infallible authority, which is giving us bonus Fidzi per population on planets, which is like half of a microwave pipe on all our planets, just as a senator, which is great. And hopefully pretty soon we can do the same with our, or get a global bonus with Dimitri. Okay, here. Like, this Titan of Industry perk is really good. Because, like, our hero is going to be, what level? Level 14? That means there's going to be a 7% bonus to industry on all other systems. And then a 14% bonus, actually even more than that, 28% bonus to our main system. So that is a significant chunk of extra industry. Okay, Mwanga can attack here. Scientific Behemoth. Let's fight. Maybe I should have gotten something else there. And we just wrecked them. That's nice. We're going to wait for this fleet. We sort of have to ferry it around, but it is our easiest, our ticket to fast invasions, basically. And our science has just jumped up, which is very good. Probably Estra helping out there a bit. I guess I might as well get these upgrades in preparation for future things. Like if our economy should randomly crash. Generally getting upgrades is better than converting, but eventually you will run out of upgrades. That's why you should get those conversion mechanics. Okay, we got gamma absorption. That means we should get some... Oh yeah, so now we got Titan of Industry. Excellent. So we have 2 great senators right now. Okay. They're happy that we're attacking green. We got some extra dust and Hyperium for being the most industry efficient factions. Okay, they didn't suffer an attack. That somehow impressed them. I mean, I did well. I didn't attack anybody. Be proud of me. Okay, yeah, Miners Union to pick up extra antimatter production. What's this from? For population, because our heroes. Or we have an upgrade giving us population. Now, Microwave Pipe gives you an extra... Actually, sorry, I lied. The hero upgrade is a quarter bonus from... Quarter of Microwave Pipe. Microwave Pipe is strong because it gives you something per population. So it's worth picking up everywhere, I think. We could bounce through all of our systems and just pick up Microwave Pipe. No, I probably will, actually, now that I think about it. At least all of our good systems need a Microwave Pipe. Yeah. I should probably buy it out on a system that doesn't have access to quick or good industry production. Hey, look how much industry we're generating from our here. Okay, it's a percentage bonus, so 25. But even 25 industry on a system with not that much industry from this hero it's pretty nice. And here we're getting like almost 200 industry from our hero alone. Very important, I think. Yeah, so those perks are just nice because they improve our empire overall. They're not broken in half. Don't get me wrong. They're not like destroying the game or something, but they are pretty solid. I definitely think they're not like overpowered or anything. But I'm very happy to have picked them up. That makes sense. Yeah. You can just buy it out here, I think. Yeah, how about MX? Does it need the microwave pipe? Everything needs the microwave pipe. I think I can go back down like that, yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty solid. I guess we're sort of slowly running out of resources in a way. Like adamantium and antimatter production is going to suffer in the long term. But here I definitely do want the microwave pipe because it also acts as another national museum, giving us extra influence production. Just such a good upgrade in so many ways. Yeah, just an upgrade which gives you everything. Especially since later the game will be trivial to have lots of population units on each system. I'm going to set Mwanga's fleet down here. And I found the Quaver homeworld. So that's nice. For me. Sorry about the cold, but yeah. I just want to wrap the series up. We can get crust engineering now and geoindustrial plants. And I think that's definitely worth it. What is it telling us? I forgot. Must have been some quest here. Another nice thing about these troop carrier ships is that they're like, you're not forced to like split your fleets up or anything. Like, you don't have to besiege different planets at the same time because you can besiege single planets so quickly. Okay, I guess we'll go for Sheridan slugs, or we can go for the plating.
Do not press us too far.
Oh, slowing down. Sorry about that. Okay, they retreated. That's good. What? We need military help. Where do you need military? Oh, they're being attacked by light green. I guess we can just ask light green to leave them alone. Kind of funny that light green possesses Harrow, which is the academy, because, like, lore-wise, the Vajani hate Isyanda, the heretic, who is the leader of the academy. Although their opinions can change during the campaign, obviously. But, let's just make a truce with them.
Ask of our faithful.
I actually want adamantium. Let's see how much I can get away with. Not that much. But, like, when you can pick up free resources through negotiation, I think you should. Now, it always takes ages, that's why I don't do it that much in the series. Cool, we got some extra adamantium. Means we got some extra ships and or microwave pipes to make. It means we can build more Majesty warships. It's a cool name I came up with. I mean, I guess for once, like, I was kind of bored of like these functional names. But I normally just sit there and like, what should I name my fleets? Oh, damn it, I shouldn't have sent that hero away. Okay, we can get extra industry, extra food. Probably interested in industrial food at this point. I guess here, forced labor is an excellent choice. Best not taken out of context. Okay, this is a downgrade somehow. That's not cheap. We're still waiting for a first dreadnought to pop before we can employ that new hero. Okay, we got economy and trade level 4. Meaning we can get a final level of system development. Okay, what do we have a lot of? Producing a lot of Jadonics. That's good. Some weird stuff called Amanthio or whatever. We still have a lot of super spuds. Reducing a ton of it. Producing a ton of dust trees. Kind of makes me want to go like this. There's a solid set of bonuses. Maybe we want to sub out here this so we're not conflicting with the other dust trees for the other level upgrades. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe I do want to do that, even though dust trees are technically better. Well, they are better. They're just better. Anyway, again, I want to get system level upgrades without necessarily, yes, in any way setting myself back with luxuries. Like, so my approach is mostly just get the level upgrade and don't really matter too much, or don't really worry too much about the bonus per se. If the bonus is good, then good, but if the bonus is like mediocre, then alright. It's much better than having a great bonus but never being able to upgrade any systems. Mostly because there are rewards for upgrading systems in the first place.
What is your objective?
Ugh, you assets. You monsters. Can't declare war on you. Screw that. Now here on no, it'll be good. I was on Quarius just now. I guess we can get microwave pipes here, get some level 4 action. The extended mines is pretty good. But maybe, you know, extended mines is excellent on this system, as I say. We need extra green stuff. Green stuff is very important for us at this point. It's not the most important thing ever, but it is very important. Now here we can move our military commander over there. So first things first, let's upgrade them with a lot of guns. We like having slugs because Sheridan slugs is a pretty solid military upgrade. We're picking up extra movement points because we never want our hero to be lagging behind the fleet. Oh, I should probably get skills. That's like the most important thing about a hero, right? Sadly, there's no good skill, the scavenger tree. At least in the first level. There's some pretty good ones here. Although the probes are... Wait, here we can get free probes on our ship. Without diverting modules to it, so that's good. Now, we should probably just invade here. Yeah, we can definitely take them. Although they have an infantry... They have a healthy mix of infantry, tanks, and air. We should probably in general get some infantry on our armies. Although I think it's getting to the point where tanks no longer have to form the absolute backbone of all of our armies. In that case, we should probably get some upgrades for other stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. So now we can invade. So those upgrade immediately, right? We might as well watch this fight, I think. And now we're going to go for the Blitz, because we can deploy the maximum amount of units. And because Cravers are the galactic cockroaches, their lives don't matter. So, we can also go for Guerrilla to preserve our units. But I think we have enough manpower production that it's not too much of an issue. Oh, I forgot! Oh, I wanted to watch. Damn it. I wanted to watch! Pick up another planet. Excellent. We can watch the next time, I promise. I promise. Let's just add another ship to our main fleet. Doesn't matter too much. I think we're going to cut through their forces no matter what. But, I wanted to watch. Alright. We can bounce this direction, I think. The main thing is making sure that no fleet gets to our new system. Should definitely get predictive. They've depleted these planets, so they've split the Cravers. And because we're not Quavers, we don't have access to their slavery perks, so we can mix and match. Mix and match populations without much cause for concern. Yeah, sadly, Quaver planets are not as great because they deplete them very quickly. But it's still nice to have a system with probably a fair amount of upgrades. Yeah, that's pretty good. And also the colony base for the starting system. The Galactic HQ is pretty solid. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you. No! Alright, let's go back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Anyway, it was still pretty funny though. Okay. I'm kind of lie about that. I can pick up another hero to reduce my expansion disapproval. I definitely want this hero first though. Yeah, I definitely want this hero. I can sell a lot of stuff to buy them. But again, best not taken out of context. Please don't. Also sorry for the random technical difficulty. I suppose it's more funny than that, actually. You can sell this. I always forget that you can actually enter the full amount in this game, because in Endless Legend, you have to do it by tens for some reason. Like, okay, we still don't have enough money. Or we do have enough money. Yeah. We just want to buy heroes, because each hero acts as a kind of expansion disapproval upgrade. Like, this is valued normally. Normally you have to buy this, which is 2,000 industry and 1,000 influence on a level 4 system. Think about it. That's how highly it's valued to set your expansion disapproval back by 1. Then it should give you some idea of how powerful this Federation government type is. If we just buy a hero for like 1,000 dust even, I mean that's pretty high for a hero. But if we just buy a hero, that means that we've just basically saved ourselves a lot of industry, a lot of influence, and also the need to get a level 4 system upgrade. So just buying heroes is intrinsically powerful for Federation. Meaning that I think, like, Federation is just strong, okay? Long story short. Okay, let's go here. We shouldn't assign a governor on our system close to enemy territory because it could just easily get sniped. Or the system could get sniped. Let's assign them here. Let's check out the other hero. With Squid Guy. We don't need another commander. So we might as well go into becoming a mediocre governor. You go, jellyfish. My favorite jellyfish. Also buy some more adamantium. I think I do want to. Just to have the option of getting random microwave pipes and also extra ships. Because our ships are very important at this point. Just as a... Okay, so maybe this war is going so well that I could keep these ships here as a garrison against Red's potential thing. Like, if you always got to be aware of other factions that might put pressure on you. Like, what can they... They can realistically do things, by the way, just going to shoot down civilians. Because we're monsters like that. Anyway, so like, often it's easy to get caught unawares with factions declaring war on you. But especially if you have a history of being at war with that faction, you just need to consider that as a possibility. Obviously, this is much more the case for human players, where it's like, they might do... I mean, I guess for human players, you can never... Okay, maybe you can't sort of predict what the human players will do, but... You have to be a bit worried about whether they'll turn on you for some reason. Okay, we're close to achieving victory supremacy. Okay, in the galaxy. Yeah, okay. Oh, the Vojani joined us? Alright, again, nobody asked me. Thanks, guys. Actually, getting supremacy might be the easiest way to win at this point. Again, I could win alone. But I'm only going to do that if it's faster. Like, I don't... Winning as part of an alliance is equally good as winning alone. And I could win... I can win alone, so it's not like I have to prove anything or whatever. It's funny how when you start invading someone, everyone else just joins ship. Or joins you. Alright, they have some warships. It's pretty cool. Now, again, more manpower, or like, no, more manpower, but like more ships in a fight means just more damage, means just easier time winning. Now we can get on invasion on here. I'm gonna go for blitz, or guerrilla actually. Let's just watch with guerrilla. Although deploying more forces is better. I mean, we're winning the game really badly anyway, so. Well, now we know how it turns out. It's kind of cool to see how the units look as well. Those were air units. So as you can see, we have little trouble in eliminating them. And also, like, we have different units from different factions as part of our ground forces. And different kinds of tanks as well. I mean, the ground battles are like, you know, they are what they are. Not too strategical, but it's more like about setup. That's the kind of the same thing about military, just in general about this, in general in this game. It's just more about setting up. And we can get level 4 here, I guess. Sci-Fi Design School is also a solid choice. Getting level 4 in the system is not that great. Doesn't actually matter too much what I do. Oof, that got awfully real. Anyway. Right. Again, Sheridan Slugs is our highest DPS ability, as long as we're mostly kinetic weapons focused. I guess we'll bounce our ship here. At least eventually. Or bounce our fleet there. You don't have to worry too much about the system. We can just do some random shit. We mostly want systems now because having extra systems is a win condition for us. We don't actually care too much about the individual systems. Sorry guys. But like the main problem, I mean the main advantage to having extra systems is that it pulls us closer towards this conquest victory. When we have 28 systems, we can just leave the alliance and then immediately win. Now, we don't actually have to commit these warships. So let's just build up a powerful fleet in this sector. And then we're ready to put some pressure on red again. And I think I want to attack red, because like 1, 2, there are 3 systems here which we can get. And that will help us win a bit faster. Watch me slowly do the math. For sure.
What is your objective?
Okay, we have fleets. Yeah. No comment. I guess if I was actually doing diplomacy, I'm like, oh, what are fleets, you know? This is an interesting upgrade, but you can only get it on one system. So even though it's kind of neat, not too interested in it. This cooperation protocol is kind of neat though. And actually we don't have the ability to join alliances. Well, we've sort of been like being offered alliances and that's how we've joined. So I guess that explains a lot. They're close to achieving Conquest Victory. Oof. Conquest Victory is so easy to get compared to the other victory types. I almost like turning it off. Like, in another game I won like extremely quickly with Conquest Victory, like within 110 turns. Like, the game was over at this stage. So like, I wonder if it's just too easy to get Conquest Victories. Kind of makes the game a bit... I don't know if boring is the right word, but like... It's just like... At the end game, you want to do something cool to win the game, you know? And then you're like, oh, I gained 28 planets. It doesn't feel as interesting. Alright, let's attack before these fleets regenerate. Sheridan Slugs and Turtle are both acceptable choices. I like the Sheridan Slugs thing because it just gives us... I haven't used it in 0% Battle. What are you talking about? It gives us, just in general, a powerful offensive option as long as we have a decent amount of slugs in our warships. Or, yeah, on our warships. That's where the slugs are. Alright, kick them out. Let's bounce. Go in this direction. Again, we want to pick up as many skills as possible, or like, sorry, as many systems as possible. Let's split it, shield capacity and hull plating absorption. And also this shield penetration on fleets, in general, is pretty solid, if we unset it. But 80% shield penetration, also the battlefield Grand Master is also very nice. So Mwanga's really proven himself as a powerful leader for our ships. Let's balance this fleet over, shouldn't take long. Now I can almost consider just putting pressure on red. And I do want to, I could be wrong. We don't have any troop carriers in this region though. But if we can just eliminate their forces, then we can just get those troop carriers very quickly. Here they are. As you can see, the advantage of these ships is that you can get a ton of them quickly, and then they just turn all of your extra manpower into instant victories on the ground. Yeah. The main thing we need to look out for if we're attacking red is that we have enough ships in this sector. And I think we're doing fine in that regard. Yeah, so again, things are sort of going swimmingly at this point in the game. We should get another Majesty here. Let's go all the way down. No, we can't buy it out. Never mind. So we're really in a position to start just quickly getting this this conquest victory at this point. Not the fastest conquest victory I've gotten, but again, conquest victory is extremely fast in terms of victory types. If you want to win the game as soon as possible, that's the one I'd go for, at least in general. I think they should maybe rebalance it and make it harder to get this one, because it is quite difficult to get, say, science victory now, because of the fact that these upgrades are moved back here. I think that's good. I like the fact that science victory is harder to get, because it encourages you to use these higher tier technologies without skipping for the science victory, right? So I don't hate that. I love that change, actually. I think it's great. It's just that some victory types are way easier to get, so that makes it, like, yeah. They have no star system here? There is no star. Yet there's a savannah here somehow, in the absence of a star. Interesting. So, despite having found that completely weird thing, maybe they terraformed this planet. Anyway. So, again, thanks for joining me. I'm going to finish up this series in the next episode, I think. And after that, I'm going to be doing a forgotten playthrough on Endless Legends. So make sure to tune in for both of those. Thanks again for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Or hopefully both. And if you did, consider subscribing to help out the channel.